What's up, everybody? My name is Erin, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio, and welcome back for another episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Now, it's been a bit of a break since I recorded the last episode, so let's refresh my memory on where we are. We are in Washington, and I think that's Rose in the distance. I don't want to talk to her quite yet, but I would like to try to meet a different character. So yeah, her and August are kind of like in this path line. I wonder, maybe we should just hop a train and see where we end up. And of course that always whites out before I can see exactly where we're going. But here we go. You hop off the boxcar and successfully sneak your way out of the train yard without catching any unwanted attention. I'm waiting for that to bite me in the butt. And where are we? Oh, we're in Minnesota. Sure, let's go back down to Illinois. Let's try to work our way back toward where we left Quinn. The Mississippi here is lined with grain mills, factories, and train tracks. Smoke towers rising stark against the sky, but some of these factories are empty, and there's a tense look in a lot of folks' eyes. Okay, so I don't need to earn money or buy anything in the store, so we're just going to explore and back out and see where else we can go.
3 delivery trucks sit on the waterfront, their drivers securing the cargo. 12 cop cars form a protective half-ring around them. Their occupants seem to be gearing up for combat.
Oh dear. Ask what's happening.
You approach a pair of cops. The broad one pushes shells into a shotgun with a practiced motion and an undercurrent of excitement. His wiry partner indicates the trucks.
We gotta get these through. Keep them secure.
From what?
The broad cop grunts. You been living under a rock?
Strikers,
Says the other.
socialist motherfuckers.
The broad one adds. The wiry cop looks away.
Why are they striking?
The broad cop sneers.
Doesn't matter. They better fall in line.
The other shakes his head.
My cousin's out there. I don't think their demands are...
Maybe you're standing on the wrong side. Come on. They walk off to join a briefing huddle.
Oh my gosh, so I can either leave or sabotage their car, but sabotage their car to what extent? Because it sounds like the second cop is, having doubts, but I don't know. I'm going to sabotage their car.
It's a token act of resistance, but it's something. You drop onto your belly, the car between you and the gathered cops, and locate the fuel line. You jab a knife into it. It takes a few attempts, but you nick it just right and cover your face as gasoline pours out.
Stand up.
You stand to find the thin cop watching. He looks between you and the fuel leaking over the asphalt. The two of you lock eyes for a long second.
Go,
he says.
Much appreciated. Move on. Ooh. Another story to show not much has changed in the world. And for as much as we think we've advanced, we've still got a long way to go, and we've still got long things to reform and take care of, and this is I'm trying to explain a topic in such broad terms, and I just do not have the capacity to do that right now. So let's hear another story.
A woman waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Doing what?
She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
She says.
poison. The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
She'll pay you to help.
I'm going to take a moment to pause right here and throw up my favorite political cartoon of all time. Now, I don't need any money, but sure, I'll help. I don't know. This might affect my health, though, because I highly doubt we're all wearing masks. But sure.
You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit.
That's what I was afraid of. Move on. Yeah, my health went down, so I guess I have a reason to visit the store now. They got a hot dish, a blue plate special, ice cream float, root beer. Let's get a blue plate special. Good hot meal.
Here, can you find her? His voice is soft, cooing. He's lowered himself down so that his head is level with the 2 blonde-topped boys next to him. Can you find Grandma? They're pulling ears of corn off stalks with uncommon gentleness.
That's eerie. Say hello or just watch. I'm going to say hello.
You don't really say anything. You're just interrupted by the sight of the man's face, a subtle hole under his eye socket.
I didn't see you there.
The wormy body of a stalk borer crawls out of his skull.
You'd best be moving on, Drifter.
Excuse me? That was beyond weird. Like a whole new level of weird. You spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. Listen in. He starts telling them a story about the vulgar ghost trapped in the bottle. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of the tree with the bottles on its branches, but with new, exciting, over-the-top details. He tells it well. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boy's new story, but the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. Move on.
The plants grow and blossom as you watch. The man goes down the line, applying a few drops from a vial as he goes. As the liquid soaks in, each plant pushes up from the soil, unfolding and stretching for the sky.
That's unsettling, or that's miraculous. Sure, that's miraculous.
He turns to you.
It's quite something, isn't it? Soy here strangles the crops. People are starving. But even when the plants survive, they don't grow fast enough to fill people's bellies.
He smiles.
My miracle formula will change that.
How does it work?
He shakes his head.
I'm not giving up my secrets that easily. The state will pay a lot of money for this.
He shakes the vial. He tears off a leaf.
Here, try some.
What kind of plant is it? All right, I'll taste the plant.
It's just bitter at first. But as you swallow, the fibrous mass burns in your throat. You fight to hold it down, and your stomach knots tight when the plant matter hits it. You cough and hiccup. The man looks at you, curious.
What do you think?
So I can either lie or tell him it tastes like unwashed death. I'm gonna go with this one.
He waves a hand.
Well, yes, there are some kinks to work out, but people are starving. They can't be fussy. It won't be long before no one around here goes hungry again.
Your stomach protests. You feel like you'll be hungry again very soon indeed.
Move on. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts suddenly, turning toward you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the French spy seeking delivery of coded messages, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the mysterious woman with the letter delivery, but massively changed with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. Move on. I was wondering how that story would grow. St. Louis. A quarter of the folks in the state are jobless, they say, and St. Louis is home to America's largest Hooverville. There you find homes, churches, and food shelters built of loose boards and metal scraps. I'm low on sleep. I don't have any money, so I'm going to do that first. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Look for work. You hit 4 factories, but nobody's hiring today. Soon you notice you're cruising around the city with the same loose group of rejected laborers, coughing men in baggy clothes, women with babies tied to their backs, an older fellow with only one hand. Nobody wants us. After the 5th factory, everyone makes a silent agreement to give up. You sit on the curb across from the factory doors and eat your sad little lunches together in silence. Screw this city, huh? Move on. Well, that did nothing, so let's explore.
It's nearly Christmas. Many are drinking liberally. A man staggers up from a downstairs bar and falls over the top step. Help me! You can barely hear his voice over the traffic. For God's sake, help!
Move closer.
People tut at the man's drunken state. A woman tosses a coin at him without even looking. The drunk clasps at his gut and looks straight at you. Help me. Please. He lifts his hand from his stomach. His palm is red with blood.
Oh my gosh, help staunch the bleeding.
You press a cloth on the wound, and he hisses with agony. Another man strides up the stairs, laughing. He looks at the bleeding man, sweeps his Stetson off in a theatrical bow, then turns to you. You best mind your own.
I'm gonna stay.
He steps forward, smiling toothily. He twitches his jacket up and rests his hand just above a pistol. Good evening to you. tipping his Stetson in a gesture of farewell. He walks fast, but not fearfully, and does not look back.
Assist the wounded man.
The bleeding man collapses into a fetal position. His clothes are saturated, and a bloody puddle has formed around him. There's nothing you could have done to save him. You could speak to the police, but you didn't see the killing blow.
Move on. Well, that sucks. Well, I got no money. Can't go to the store.
A hurried little girl collides into you with a wheelbarrow full of hay, nearly knocking you out of your shoes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You nod, but the way the girl fusses over the wheelbarrow, was that apology meant for you?
I just noticed the little eyes in there. Oh, I first thought it was like, well, maybe it's a puppy or a dog, but I see the fingers curled around the lip, so maybe it's a person. You lost?
Lost? Me? No, not at all.
She stands up taller and squares her shoulders, projecting an image of adulthood so stiff she looks about to tip over.
But I guess I could use a little help. Can I ask you something pretty, please? Well, I found this critter, but my daddy won't let me keep it unless I take real good care of it.
Relating this dilemma has put her on the verge of tears.
Do you know how I can be the very best pet owner in the world?
Food and shelter or a strong leash. What kind of critter is this? Because I see the fingers like gripping onto the edge of this wheelbarrow. I'm going to say food and shelter.
The girl bursts into hysterical laughter, like she just heard the funniest joke.
Well, I don't know how to feed it when it don't have a mouth.
The laughter fades, and her look of worry returns.
Any other ideas?
I'm sorry, back up. It doesn't have a mouth? What kind of cryptid are you just casually wheelbarrowing around, little girl? Ugh. Lots and lots of love, and hope it's not something that is going to turn on you no matter what.
She smiles so bright.
That's all it takes? Gosh, I already love it so much.
But what is it? That gave me nothing. So I can go to the campfire or go into Chicago. I think the campfire replenishes my sleep. So let's start here first, and then maybe if I go to Chicago and make some money, I can keep the money. Cassidy.
I've met a lot of people like you on this road. There's something you want from it, isn't there? A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body. Does being out here feed that part of you? It's that way for me, living in a state of motion, resting nowhere, returning to no one. I've been a wandering ghost for a while now, and I'll be that way for some time to come. But that's a fate I should have known I was in for. I'm a poet, after all. Last town I stopped in, I didn't have cash for the bookstore. Do you have any stories like those paperback adventures?
Sure, let's tell you about the... Well, I've told the bootlegger story a lot. Maybe use, like the story of the bull who terrorized travelers on the road around Birmingham.
Exciting. Well, that's not the kind of thing I can write, but I like hearing it told. Authority. Look, one day you start saying, things should be this certain way, and you see that things aren't that way, and you get upset. That's where suffering comes from, that mismatch. So, you'd think it would be equally simple to say, things are going to take the form they take, and I'll be okay with it. Of course, that's easy as a concept, and difficult as a practice. Silas introduced me to this Buddhist way of thinking. Last town I stopped in, I didn't have cash for the bookstore. Do you have any stories like those paperback adventures?
These characters never cease to amaze me. They are so wise.
Hey, you don't need to try and cheer me up like that.
What? They told me they were on an adventure. I thought that would correlate. Apparently not.
The space you give to love is the same space you open yourself up for potential harm. That's an old truism, and I'd read all about that kind of thing from an early age. So, it's not like it should have been a surprise to me. Still, I wasn't prepared for how much it all going sideways hurt me as much as it did. The way I felt about Silas wasn't like anything I could remember feeling before. The whiplash from that is why I'm out here by myself now. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I do. Let's tell him about the boy who ran away with his father. They keep telling me that's sad. I think this backfired on me last time, though. I don't remember.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
No, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, dude. I hate poetry. I hated writing it in school. I hated learning about it. I can appreciate it, but overall, it's not my cup of tea.
Freedom. Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to use it.
Whoops, I had an audio glitch, so let me read that real quick. When I consider my situation in the mornings, I mean soberly, I know there's no way to bring things back to the way they were. Did I do a good job?
I think I'll just find my own path. Surely that's what's meant to happen now that I'm no longer bound to anyone. But how can I? That group was everything I knew. I was cast adrift by what happened, and I can't come to rest. I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think of any like that?
You got it, dude.
I'm afraid I got a joke.
Someone else thought it was funny.
Joy. I've had joy in my life.
I'm not gonna unlock chapter 2, am I?
I used to be part of a group of mad prophets, rabble-rousers, channelers of holy knowledge. We'd get a couple gallons of wine, bring them over to our friend Pauline's house. Then we'd shout these incandescent verses to each other, to the land and the sky. We were loud late into the night. What good would those words do if they didn't reach the heavens? Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I do, but it's not worth pulling out a character since we're so close to the end of the night and I've made little to no progress at all with you.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing but your sorrow. I liked it.
That was unexpected.
Change. I've seen a lot of change. Everything, everyone I thought I had is gone. Our friend Pauline, she had a big house and a husband who often wasn't around, so naturally, that's where we went for readings. We were wild, radiant, sweaty, alive. All kinds of people came and all of them were poets. All of them with such beautiful souls. Each with so many things to say and the true heart to share them. It's hard to believe that's all gone now.
I miss the old group, I really do. I still have that image in my head. Pauline's house, the poets, Jess, me. Man, I'm having all kinds of tech issues today.
But on top of them all, there's Silas. In my memory, he looms, he haunts. You ever meet someone so far above everyone else? It's like they were from a different plane altogether.
Can't say that I have.
That was him. A divine presence among normal human beings. Silas was part of the group, but at the same time, he wasn't. He was better than any of us. Wiser, gentler, stronger. We all held him in respect. We were in awe of his power as a writer, in reverence for the beauty of his soul. I still love him. Look, I'm headed out this way. If you find yourself out there, maybe we'll meet again.
Absolutely. Now that I didn't expect the eye to open all the way. Yeah, we unlocked chapter 2 for Cassidy. Yep, that refilled my sleep. Okay, awesome. So if I earn money, I don't have to spend it. Downtown bustling behind you, Lake Michigan stretching before you. Chicago is beautiful, isn't it? But there's a dark heart to this place. Dangerous men on the streets and a glint of fear in people's eyes. Let's explore!
It's the midday, and yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun, emptying its drum.
I don't want to explore anymore. Run for cover.
You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above the black hull of the car.
I don't want to look, but that's my only option.
And running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says. He's drowned out by gunfire, and his body slumps to the ground.
So keep watching or run away. So this gives me two different icons. Real me, I'm running away. I'm not getting involved in that. But I think I just collected a story with this icon. So if I keep watching, will it benefit me in any way? I guess that's a risk I'm willing to take. The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body. The smallest of the 3 has a nervous energy about him. People are gonna see us, boss. People ain't gonna see nothing. Not on these streets. Move on. Yikes. Let's try to earn some money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Still having mixed success between panhandling and looking for work, but let's see what happens if I look for work here. You wait outside a lumber warehouse for hours. You don't get there early enough for the work in the warehouse, but trucks swing by every few minutes, picking up loads of fresh wood, and sometimes a few people from the street corner for a job elsewhere in the city. Wait. A battered pickup stops at the curb. There's only a few planks in the bed of the truck, and the cab is packed with teenagers. A young man with a bent cigarette drooping from his lips shouts to you, "Hey, want to make some cash?" Absolutely, or doing what? What am I getting myself into now? Suck my dick. Shut up, blurts the smoker, shoving his companion hard. It's painting a house, he says. No, or okay. Okay. The door of the truck cab opens slowly, and the boys slide around to make room for you. You count them quick, 6 total, 2 of them crouched under the dashboard at the foot of the front passenger seat. There's something ominous about their sudden silence. The moment the truck pulls into the street, every single boy but the driver produces a switchblade of some sort. Ah, frick. Everything is bare knees and shining knife blades. Give us your money, howls the driver, accelerating into the middle lane. I got no money, and I'm a big ol' skeleton boy. And I lost my health, great. You reach for the door latch, and a second later, you're landing hard in the middle of the street. Move on. Fantastic. Okay, so this has taught me that the panhandling versus looking for work mechanic does not always produce favorable results. So I'm leaving now. I'm half health. Let's see who might this be up in the distance. It's probably Cassidy again. We're facing that way. But I don't want to go back to him just yet, so let's try to work our way over to Ohio and meet someone new.
She waits by the ruined mill, in an overcoat 2 sizes too big.
Look, over here. Look at this.
She yells.
This only happens once every 10 years, for Christ's sake.
She grabs your hand, and you both look at the black gear rolling west to cover the sun.
So, should I look at the eclipse or not? Sure, I'll look at it. What could possibly happen to me?
Steadily, the darkness draws across the sun until it is almost total. She clutches your hand tightly.
I've never seen this before. I've never seen this.
The sun, obscured, throbs and expands, raging against the night.
Look away. I'm gonna look at it. The eclipse breaks, the sun surges forward, screaming, burning, writhing in torment. Your eyes burn too, as if in retaliation, as if your witness to the sun's humiliation constituted some great insult. You look at her. Her eyes are bleeding. Move on. I kind of expected something like that to happen, I'm gonna be honest. What's that weird feeling in the air? Something between dread and frantic optimism, maybe? Everywhere you look, there's looming factories filled with turning machines and new unions, they say. Explorer, I gotta earn some money, man. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm gonna try looking for work one more time. Oh, frick. Doors close in your face one by one like giant dominoes. Boom, boom, boom. Bad luck today, or is it something else? Attempt pleasantries or change your outfit. I'm gonna change my outfit. You don't have much to change your outfit with, but you rearrange your various layers and tip your hat at a spunky angle, and the next plane, boom, yikes. That one was even more emphatic than the others. Move on. I'm just blowing all my chances. I got half health, no money.
The rain is coming down so hard. It's a wonder the sidewalk hasn't started to crack. You manage to find a narrow patch under a ledge where you can stay dry.
Wait out the rain.
A squat man, bundled up in a black fur coat and matching hat, approaches. The thick rain flattens and mats his fur. He squints up at you.
You're in my spot.
He crows.
So refuse to move or give up the spot. I'm going to give up the spot. I've already been in enough trouble today.
He thanks you as you step aside, back into the rain. You keep walking, hoping to find more shelter.
Glance back. Oh dear, what am I going to see?
Now that you see the man from a distance, you're not sure the fur is a coat. A pair of red eyes shine back at you.
Well, I'm glad I didn't tell him no. Keep walking.
The rain stops a minute later. You look back up the road, but the squat man is gone.
Move on. Oh, fantastic. More scary stories. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine here. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!